everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate how to make two different decorative wreaths for your front door. Okay, let's get started. In the first wreath, this is some of the items that I'm going to use. I'm going to use some 1.5 inch wide ribbon. You can use a different size if you like. Some fabric scraps, also some artificial flowers or leaves, some sort of natural twig looking thing. I'm also using this wicker wreath that's about 12 inches in diameter, and I bought this at the Dollar Tree store, but you can find these wreaths at other stores also, like Walmart, Joann's, Michael's Crafts, Hobby Lobby, and many other places. For a complete list of all the supplies I use in this tutorial, scroll down to the description section. You want to click on the words Show More or the down arrow, and you will see the supply list appear. Your fabric that you'll need, I recommend if you've got scrap fabric, try to use those up if you can. If you do not have any scrap fabric, then buy fat quarters, and you want a variety of colors. I'm using 5 different fabrics. I've got about 12 strips on my wreath. So here's my fabric. I'm going to fold the selvage edges together, and then I'm going to fold it one more time because you can cut your fabric strips out much faster. Then I'm going to cut this first edge straight. So I put my ruler on one of the lines on my cutting mat and then cut. Now I'm going to go over 2.5 inches and cut my first set. And you would continue going over until you've got all the fabric strips you need. Now I'm using a variety of colors. If you need, you want each one to be different, then you'll need about a little less than 1/8 of a yard of fabric. After you've cut your strips 2.5 inches wide, then I'm going to go down here and cut the selvage edges off. And then I'm going to go over to 18 inches and cut. If you have any little pieces of fabric left over, don't throw them away. You could stitch all these together and make pot holders out of them. Then I recommend you lay your strips out in the order that you would like to put them on your wreath form. Next, you want to take one strip and place it under your wreath form. And you're just going to tie it in a knot and try to make it as even as possible as far as length. So tie it in a complete knot, pull on it tight, and then tie it one more time. Then take the knot right here and pull it to the side so that all of your strips are hanging out towards this bottom edge. And I'm only filling a little less than 1/2 of the wreath size. So it's just down here on the bottom edge. Next, you want to arrange your little flowers or leaves. Now, I didn't go out and buy any. I keep a lot of my old artificial flowers and leaves because I never know, I may want to use them again. So all I did was just cut them up into smaller pieces. And I first put my green on the bottom, hot glued them together, then stacked my yellow on top and hot glue them together. I'm now going to put some hot glue here, and then I'm going to place my artificial flowers on top. So go ahead and squirt a big blob of hot glue all around this area. I've now taken a pipe cleaner and I'm going to wrap it around to make sure it stays in place. This is the bow I am using. Now you can buy ready-made bows like at Walmart, probably Dollar Tree, and you can use those. All you need to do is look in the supply area where you can buy gift wrapping paper and ribbon and so forth. Now this one I made myself. So if you want to learn how to make a bow, There is a link listed below your YouTube screen in the description section, and it'll take you to a tutorial. You click on the tutorial link, and it'll show you 3 different bows. You just pick one that you want to use. When you're making it, I inserted a pipe cleaner in the little knot area right there so that I can wrap it around the wreath. Before I placed my bow down, I put a little bit of hot glue underneath the bow, and then I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and then wrap it around to the back and then twist the ends of the pipe cleaner together. To make a little loop to hang it onto your door, you want to insert some pipe cleaner down here, and I just took a small piece and then twist the ends together several times and then fold the ends, and then you have a loop to hang your wreath on. And when you're done, this is what it looks like. This only took a few minutes to make. Before I get started showing you the second wreath you can make, I wanted to quickly show you some other options for making wreaths. Now these are rag wreaths that I'm going to show you, and this one has a patriotic look. And then here is one that's spring. Now it's on a square wreath form. And all you need to do when you're done is you just fluff them up. And if you want to get ideas on how to decorate for the holiday season, then here's one for the fall season. All I did was use fall colors in this one. And then here's one for the Christmas season. All right, now let's get started on the second wreath. I'm using a 14-inch diameter that goes across this way from the Dollar Tree store. And they do occasionally have larger ones, but this is a pretty common size that is used. I'm also using this mesh, this decorative mesh, also from Dollar Tree. Now I'm using 2 of these together, and this is 6-inch wide. Now for this wreath to go all the way around, because I want to use 2 colors, you actually need 2 yellow and 2 green. I'm also using these pipe cleaners. They're also called fuzzy sticks and chenille sticks. And I've taken them and I've cut them in half. The way that I like doing this is to unroll the mesh and lay one on top of the other. It's going to be much easier to do if you start out like this. And I've got the curved side away from me. So I'm looking at this back side, I guess you would say. I used a rubber band to secure the ends together so that they do not come apart. And now here is my wire wreath rim. So now take that end with the rubber band around it and place it on the front side. Take one of your fuzzy sticks and you're going to wrap it around this and then over the cross bar area where the 2 pieces of wire come together. Now I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to take the 2 sides of the fuzzy stick and just twist it as tight as I can. And then I'm just going to bend these so that they go down, and you can even wrap it around one of the other wire pieces. For this next step, it's going to be really easy if you have something that is 8 inches long, like take a piece of cardboard and mark on it that 8 inches. Or if you have a cutting mat, you can use that. So from this point where it's attached to the wreath rim, you want to measure out 8 inches and then scrunch it up. Take a fuzzy stick and just sort of bend it in the middle, and then you're going to place your wire mesh right over that and squeeze the fuzzy stick really tight, and then proceed to twist it about 2 times. Then push it underneath your wreath frame, grab onto the fuzzy stick, and you're going to go over the 2 center wire pieces. Let me get this other one up there. So you're right here. Now you're going to bring those 2 ends together and twist. Twist it several times. You want it in there real tight. And then just push it out of the way. Now you're going to repeat that step, going out 8 inches, and then squish it together. Take your little fuzzy stick, bend it, and then place it down and put it in there. Now my right hand doesn't work, so if I look really odd to you, like in clumsy, well, it's because I am clumsy. So, because my right hand doesn't close. So this is strictly almost a one-handed thing for me. So now, squish that fuzzy stick and twist it like this. And then repeat. Go over here to your frame, open this up, go over here to your frame, and go underneath again, pull those fuzzy sticks up, and then twist. Now, for this poof wreath, you want it to where you have at least 5 or 6 poofs for each section. So I'm going to turn it over. So this is a poof. So that's what I'm talking about when I say poof. So continue to fill up your wreath. When I mentioned that you need to put at least 5 puffs in each section, I changed my mind. I thought it looked a little better with 6. So I recommend you do 6 in each of the sections. Your first 2 rolls of the mesh ribbon will fill half of your wreath form. And when you get to the end, what you do is you just tie a rubber band around it and then attach it to the wreath just like you did before with all the others, and then make sure you pull it to the underside. And then you would attach the next end of the mesh ribbon and continue filling it. Here is another wreath I've already completed. So when you get to the end of your second set of mesh ribbon, you go ahead and you put the rubber band around it, put the piping on it, and then insert it next to the end you started with, just like you did all of the other pieces. One more thing I want to show you that I don't believe I showed you earlier in this tutorial is after you've twisted your pipe cleaner, then I recommend you bend the ends and kind of push them towards the frame so they don't stick up and you don't cut yourself on them. Now you have just one more step, and that's to separate your mesh ribbon colors away from each other. And you just keep pulling and pulling to get them separated. Fluff them up as much as you can. And what I try to do is I will have blue on the outside, then green, and then I'll do blue on the inside and then green on the outside. So you want to alternate them. And then this is what it looks like when you're all done. Isn't that pretty? Remember the hanging loop that I made out of the pipe cleaner in the first wreath demonstration? You can do the same thing and place it here, but I would hang it on where the crossbow is, where this one crosses with one of these. Place it a little low and attach it here. If you want to hang other decorative items onto that mesh wreath, you could buy things like this. This was purchased from Dollar Tree. And then you could take pipe cleaners, attach it, and then insert it down through your mesh ribbon and attach it to the wreath form. And then I put another one down here at the bottom. There was a little hole here, and I inserted it there. And here it is when it's all done. Now this one takes a little bit more time, but it's really a very simple project to do. This one was made using the same technique as the previous one, except I used 3 different colors. So then you would need 6 rolls of mesh ribbon. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you try making some of these wreaths. They're really a fun project and also helps you get rid of some of your scrap fabric. Now, if you're interested in other beginners sewing projects, those links are going to be listed below your YouTube screen. And don't forget, how to make a bow link is also listed down there. Now, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.